Welcome to the channel. This is going to be a quick peek at the Pacifica, California mountain bike trails. It's a mixture of trails, got some steep sections, some good downhill, but then also some really beautiful views. I'm mostly a flatland mountain biker, so this was my first attempt at downhill, so a little bit out of my comfort zone, but overall we had some good bikes and I had a great time. A few sections had me a little bit nervous. But once I got into my comfort zone and just, focused on looking where I wanted to go, I got a lot more comfortable and we kind of started ripping. I was having a really good time. Unfortunately, it had been raining quite a bit out there, so the trails were not in ideal conditions, but luckily with the ground being so rocky and hard, there was only a few soft spots. We tried to avoid them, not tear it up. But after flying all the way across the country, we just couldn't resist to go out. This is probably the best overlook coming up right here.
Looks glorious.
Literally had to ride up a waterfall, but as you can see, it's pretty rocky, not really tearing it up. I've got most of these clips sped up to about 8 times speed. Obviously, we're not going that fast here, but just that way you can see more of the trail without having to wait. Again, you can see on the ridge here, you can see the ocean. It's really cool. My buddy had supplied me with the bike that I'm riding. It's an Obeya Rise. It's had a mullet setup. It's got the Fox suspension on it. It's been upgraded and tricked out.
Shocks, pegs, lucky.
Basically a brand new bike though, so really generous of him, and actually it's his wife's bike. Thank you so much. Big shout out goes to them.
Thank you for being a friend.
Another section right here where you can't really be too afraid of heights. Definitely want to keep your eyes on the road.
Isn't that high? That seems so high.
Proud of myself for getting across a couple of these wet skinnies.
Yeah, I did it!
Came across this abandoned building out here, all covered in graffiti. Didn't go in it, but interesting to see. This section really highlights the power of the e-bike. I put it on full boost and we were able to go up this basically hiking trail, not really maybe intended for going up on a mountain bike, but it was surprising how much we could ride up and the fun of doing the technical climb.
Yes, I love technology.
Finally did end up getting to such a steep section that I had to walk it up, and then the e-bike really became a lot of exercise, pushing an over 50-pound bike up the hill. It does have a walk mode, but man, it sure didn't feel like it was helping me much. We were rewarded with a nice view once we got to the top. And then we were headed back down. So on these trails, there's some small drops to some maybe medium drops, little 1-footers that aren't too bad. I was able to tackle myself. Things that were over 2-3 feet, I was getting off and walking. I've cut a lot of that out just because you guys don't want to see me walking. But again, as a novice, these trails still, they were plenty, obviously challenging, but not so much so that I wouldn't recommend them to a novice. My buddy riding with me here, he's obviously far from a novice, but was kind enough to wait up for me and make sure I didn't yard sale myself. There's a lot of variety in these trails, you know, open sagebrush coming down the mountain type stuff to kind of these pine forests, and then later on in the video you'll see get into just a bunch of eucalyptus trees, so it was really cool. Scary wet roots.
That was close.
Dreams. This trail here was one of the more technical trails that we were on. It has the waterfall obstacle, which you'll see we slow down and take a video of. It's kind of pushing my limits, had a few sections that I had to walk. The most intimidating part about this trail was the rockiness of it, and it's kind of, if you fell, it seemed like you would probably grind yourself into hamburger, so there was that. This was the waterfall obstacle that my buddy was skilled enough to hit. I opted for the bypass, which was still probably the toughest section for me of the whole ride. Really had to lean back and utilize my new downhill skills. Had to embrace the speed, getting over that rear tire and really getting low on the bike. It was fun. Go ahead and play out the rest of this trail. I thought it was a pretty neat one, really rocky. Really technical, fun, little small drops. Again, okay for the novice, but still will push your skills and grow you as a rider. My confidence started to increase enough. I was hitting some small jumps.
You got like 3 feet of air that time.
This final section, I think it was called the Boy Scout Trail. The locals have really put in a lot of big technical jumps and berms and ramps, and we just kind of went through. He was giving me the tour of the area, but it'll probably be a really great place to go and watch some really talented, skilled riders doing some really amazing things. That's it for this trip. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you got any questions, maybe I can help you out. And it always helps the channel. Thank you.